After the early January transfer blues, Neymar going to Newcastle will satisfy our appetite for ridiculousness. According to a source, Paris Saint-Germain is reportedly willing to sell Neymar for merely £45 million, and Newcastle has reportedly been linked just because they have a ton of cash. Kindly make it happen. Who wouldn't like watching a 20-stone Geordie perform the samba in the Gallowgate? We had hoped the Saudis would make a move like this when they first acquired the club, but were let down by your Dan Burns and your Kieran Trippier. The only reason we have a problem with Newcastle's virtually immediate success is that they bypassed the stage of a new super-rich club's journey that we value most highly. A good Newcastle is good for the Premier League. We felt duped when they refused to let us transfer Silly. Except for Chris Wood, who offers a workable plan B, all of the additions made under the new administration have been good, but in most cases have been players the club could have reasonably purchased prior to their newfound affluence. Burn, Wood, Trippier, Matt Targett, Joe Willock, and Nick Pope are names that don't seem out of place next to Callum Wilson and Jamal Lewis, the final two acquisitions made under the Sports Direct dictator. However, they wouldn't have arrived in such a concentrated quantity under Mike Ashley. Even the great Sven Botman wouldn't have been regarded as extremely unconventional. Alexander Isak and Bruno Guimaraes, who were both ironically pursued by the only other Premier League side that can compete with Newcastle in terms of improvement since they arrived, Arsenal, are the two arrivals that defy that precedent. Before suffering an injury, Isak appeared to be in good shape, and it would be difficult to find a central midfielder who has performed as effectively and as consistently as Bruno throughout his first season in the English Premier League. Bruno otherwise checks off many megastar boxes. He's a Brazilian who performs tricks and has a name that sounds amazing when booming out of the lips of 50,000 Geordies. Perhaps it's the consistency that hasn't satisfied our transfer thirst. Could it be that he gets along with everyone, then? This seems to be a problem for the Newcastle team as a whole. The rifts are where? Everything is far too cordial. Where is the debate? At the very least, give us some leaks from the dressing room. Neymar. He might be a great addition for Newcastle, and £45 million is a steal for a guy who is still one of the select few in the world of football who can single-handedly win a match. Not that we required more recent evidence, but his World Cup goal against Croatia served as testament of the quality he still possesses in spades. Aside from his rivalry with Kylian Mbappe, he's also not known for being a particularly polarizing player in the locker room, and the Frenchman appears to have been throwing more toys out of his pram than Neymar through that debacle. More so than his personality, his name and status make him an alluringly ridiculous potential. On the field, he will do ridiculously amazing things with the ball, which is entertaining, but he could also make a spectacular dive or experience a slump in performance, which would be acceptable for any other Newcastle player but him. To create issues that would not have arisen but for their intervention, the media may then wheedle, pry, and needle situations because Neymar is involved. Dan Burn can be photographed by photographers getting out of his smart car and onto the red carpet outside Shearer's Bar, the site of Neymar's next extravagant party, where Matt Targett is doused with bottles of Prime as he dances on stage between sexy Brazilians, and Eddie Howe can be questioned about why his star player is injured for the 6th birthday in a row. Let's engage in altercations in the locker room, on the practice field, and in the canteen. Please, for the love of God, let's find out whether Sean Longstaff is capable of lacing Neymar's boots. Newcastle, it's not too late to be silly. Stability and success will come in due time, so let's enjoy ourselves in the interim. Thanks so much for watching. I'm truly grateful to be able to share value with you. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.